Am I the only one that wonders if I'm crazy sometimes? When you run into an opinion, a fact, a conclusion you've drawn, and you go, no, this is what I think. And everyone else is like, no, no, it's the other way, or come on, that goes against conventional knowledge. You might go, no, you're all wrong. I'm right, right? You're all crazy. I'm not the crazy one. And does that make sense? If you think everyone else is crazy, you must be the crazy one. But I don't know sometimes. You know, popular opinion is wrong all the time for long periods of time, right? We used to think the earth was flat. Then we thought it was round again. Now we know it's flat again. I'm just kidding. But, take something like smoking. It was like cool. We didn't put kids in seat belts. We did lots of things. We're like, we're just fine with this. And then we're not fine with it. And then everyone knows because everyone says you got to do this, you got to do that. And some people are like, I don't know about that. I don't know. And I find it a little bit comforting because, look, you know that not everything you're told is the truth, right? In the media, in whatever. It's not all true. So there's got to be some things that you've got to disagree with the populace about. Or else you're not thinking for yourself. You're not really making your own conclusions. You're just getting fed the script, right? And then if that happens, you start going, well, sure. The guy could have been leaning all the way out the window at this strange angle in the middle of a big get together in Dallas. Okay, never mind. You know what I'm saying, right? I feel that way about this particular guitar. It's the Yamaha SSC 500. I picked it up on Reverb. Now I'm a big fan of these Japanese guitars, and no one else in my life seems to want to say anything good about them. They're ugly. I don't know. Why'd you get that? Ooh, I don't know. I even showed it to a bunch of people in NAMM. Nobody was into it. But I think it's got a real mojo, and it sounds great. The fingers barely work early in the morning, early in the wee hours. It's only 8:30. That's really no excuse. It's just that. It's just that you might in a number one look for something, you know.
You might go, oh, I just love a Les Paul. I want simplicity. I want a Telly. I want a Strat. I want a this. But by the time you get to like 21 or 18 in the collection, what are you looking for? And the truth is, you don't even know anymore. But I'll tell you what this does, which is cool. There's 3 on, and you can tap the coil, and it's a real tap. It's not like a split. There's nothing to split. You're actually removing winds, and you get this sort of... really nice. You come in here, remove that little tappy tap, and you get rid of the 2 back guys here, or the bridgy sounds. And now you're just left with the neck, the warmest sound. Throw on a little something. Now you come back here, take the tone off. Now you got a little voice again. There's a thing there, man. There's a voice there. And that's really what I look for in guitars. Now, is it ugly? I don't know anymore. I've looked at it so long I can't even tell if it's ugly. It's like the word Wednesday. You look at it, Wednesday. How do I say Wednesday? You know, it's spelled W-E-D. The N is after the D. Wednesday. But when I say it, I go Wednesday. Like there's no D in there at all, or at least Wendy. What, W-E-N-D? Like Wendy's? Like, is it N-D? No, it's D-N. So how do you even say it? I don't know. You say it fast. Am I misspelling it? Or you just say a word over and over. Library. It just becomes sounds, not even a thing, not even a concept. You know what I mean? That's how this feels. It feels like I don't even know if I like it. I can't even tell anymore if I like this guitar. Or am I just being such a contrarian that I want to have discovered something cool where there isn't something cool? Because that's a thing too. You know, you convince yourself there's cool stuff out there and you'll start seeing cool stuff. You'll even see not cool stuff and tell yourself it's cool. You know, remember tech vests? That's what's going on with kale, by the way. I don't know if anyone else is using their mouth, but kale is one of the few vegetables that, it's one of the few lettuces that is mediocre at best when it's raw. It maybe can add a little bit of a something flavor. You want to mix a little kale in with some other, some lighter lettuce, some arugula, some spinach. I'm with you. I get the flavor profile there. Kind of round out some of those other, maybe the lightness of a little iceberg, a little leafy zest. I understand. But I don't know what's going on with people today and kale. When you cook kale, it becomes sour. It has a sour flavor. Kale actually has those enzymes that stop animals from eating kale because it makes them sick. Now we're big, omnivores, so we're fine with a lot of those chemicals that plants put out. But smaller animals won't eat kale for that reason. Lizards will eat it. But you find there's a lot of small like mammals that don't like kale, and it's for that reason. It's like, leave me alone. It makes the bugs sick when they eat the kale. So, we're fine with it. But have you tasted kale? It's disgusting. It turns sour. I'm tired of people putting it in soup. I'm tired of people putting it in beef stew. It doesn't need it. It never needed it. You're just putting a little bit in there to feel healthy. It's not healthy. It's sour, and it's terrible. Please stop it. I like this guitar more when I'm holding it because I don't have to look at it. Because I do think it's ugly, actually. I just realized I'm looking back at these cameras and I realize it's a pretty ugly guitar. It has a pretty cool sound though. Like here's the bridge all the way on. I don't know. We're in the key of Wednesday again. This is kind of my real thing, I think, what I'm looking for and how this thing got here. I'm at NAMM. Yamaha was on my mind because they released like these stupid guitars that have the same name. It's like the imports have almost the same name as the more expensive imports, the Pro Series, and then there's like a Plus, but I think the Plus is the Japanese and the Pro is made in California. Just make something interesting again, at least. You know, this might have been a swing and a miss, but I respect the game, Yamaha. I don't know what the Pacifica's doing out here. 3 models. I go to NAMM, I try them out. I can't even keep them straight. I don't know what I played. Played an Indonesian, played a Japanese. I was told go up there, they got new Japanese ones. Turned out there was one American, which I don't even think I could have got my hands on because I saw someone in the corner playing a Sunburst one. I'm not even sure if it was Sunburst. Then we come back to the Indonesian Japanese. I played a bunch. I don't know what I even played. I don't even know what I played. And I was there, and it wasn't clear, you know? And they're like, hey, can I help you? I'm like, no, I'm just trying this guitar. But I didn't realize they look the exact same. The sign is like just a little Plus or a Pro. I don't know, man. So then I bought this thing, and my thesis is Japanese guitars, the 80s Japanese stuff. That I want as many Japanese guitars as I can get right now. I'm selling some things to get some more Japanese guitars from the 80s, and this is from the 80s, and I like this more obscure stuff because maybe it'll come back in. You know, maybe someone will start appreciating it. I'm appreciating it now. But I also recognize that it's like the Yugo of guitars. You know what I mean? And so I wonder if we're going to see prices on these things and other Japanese Tokais, Grecos, Bernies, all these things just really go up in value because there's just such a, you know, we saw it with the 60s, saw it with the 70s, the 80s. What I saw happen to 70s Fenders in my collecting lifetime, I go, oh my gosh, those really. Now I believe it's not just the 50s and 60s stuff. I thought it was that. Then I watched the 70s stuff really go up, and now I just believe it'll happen to the 80s and 90s. It's just whatever is back there and old. Now in the 90s and in the 80s, we're going to get into some numbers of things where the question on value is going to come up of like, are more people interested? Like, are these things really hard to get? Because part of the things in the 50s and 60s, they didn't make a lot. There wasn't a lot of people playing guitar, you know? It was during the beginning of the guitar boom, and that's why they started making this stuff. And so I don't know the answer to those questions, but I do know that I enjoy getting a guitar like this, where the switches are all wrong. Let's just call them wrong. They're wrong. But man, what a sound. You tap this thing, you turn them all on, and it just has this great... I like it. I like that. I like it, John and Suze. All right? Just quit telling me you hate this guitar. I like it. You just don't see it. I'm not crazy. You're crazy. You're the crazy one here. You do the neck and the bridge, you know? The old fingers don't work. I switched this to a minor chord on the walk up there. That was wrong. Then it just muffed it. You know what I mean? It just was like swing and a miss. Maybe a little bit like the SSC 500. Anyway, I'm gonna see you later. HW out.